Oftentimes in our life, we use the phrase, how long, or how much more, how much longer, how much longer must I wait, how much more must I endure? And there are many of your folks out there listening to this message who can truly echo this statement. How long, how much more? And for me, it was the endless endurance of waiting for the promise of God made to me in 1986 of a dear wife. And little did I know at that time that my future wife was born that very year. The waiting week after week, month after month, and year after year became very emotionally painful, and especially so when you see everyone being married off before you are. Then of course you have Christmas and Valentine's Day that can be quite painful. And of course those holidays where there's nowhere else to go with, you're on your own, and so you have to do holidays on your own, and all your friends or siblings are married off and seemingly having a great time and everything's going well, and you're sort of left trying to manage on your own. And I think most people have used that phrase, how much longer? And I know that many of you single people are longing to be close to that special person, and how much longer is a very real heart-wrenching pain. There are also those times, or also those who are enduring physical, mental, emotional, even psychological suffering. And I also want to encourage you. And I want to have a look at the book of Job regarding suffering and endurance, and the amazing blessing of not giving up, although you may be weary and tired of life, and the winter seems to hang around your life forever and a day. So our attitude towards God during these tough times is important. And Job offers us a wonderful insight into suffering and God's permitted attack by Satan, by the enemy. We read in the early verses of Job that Satan asked permission to attack Job. And God grants permission, but only to a limited degree. The encouragement we can take here is that everything that happens to us is divinely planned, allowed for, appointed. And nothing happens by chance, nor does anything happen to us that would fail to be a blessing to us spiritually. We also read of the wonderful blessing that comes from patient endurance through those tough and sorrowful and testing times. The Bible says, blessed is the one who endures. There will be a future blessing for those, but there will be one here now on earth, and ultimately that blessing of God's glorious presence, his peace, comfort and fullness of love, a greater understanding of who he is and the deeper things that we could not imagine as a reward for the tough times we endured. So Job said in chapter 2:21, naked I came from the mother's womb, and naked I shall return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And later on, should we accept from God only good and not adversity? In all this, Job did not sin in what he said. So Job was able to acknowledge that God has the right to allow good things in life as well as unpleasant things. He says that we are to accept both things. It is a mature attitude when we can say the same as well. God has given me many happy times, and should I not accept the tough times too? I have learnt many times that the tough times will always bring the birth to a wonderful blessing of God's presence and deeper insight to his character. There has never been a time in my Christian life when I can say that the tough times are not brought forth a blessing. Never, never has it been the case. The Lord has given, the Lord takes away. And this is our attitude to life's trials. Job lost all his children to death, and his animals, much of his property too was lost. But he never cursed God or blamed him for the bad things that happened. In Psalm 13 it says, how long will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? And David in the Psalms expresses his experience of prolonged weary trials. And I'm sure we all have. And at those times it can feel like God has forgotten us. I felt like that for many years, of hurting for a dear spouse that he had promised. I felt at times that he had forgotten, that he didn't care, and it really makes you hurt and cry. Yet in all my weary, long times of waiting upon the Lord, he encouraged me along the way between the trials and testings. And we may indeed at times feel forgotten. We may feel injustice. We may feel that God is not dealing with us fair, unkindly. We may be tired from crying out that our head aches and our eyes are puffed up. Yet it will come to an end, and the reward will come in its fullness as it did for Job. So I can testify that how much longer is worth it in the end. For the wonderful presence of God is more wonderful than all the dark days of affliction.